I was thinking about going turban.
You're gonna you gonna
I
be a
was thinking
turban
about
guy?
turban. I might go turban.
It's
I
a
really
little.
might.
It looks a little less clappy.
It does look a little less clappy, and then also, people like turbans.
People do like turbans.
People like turbans. Like, I've never heard of people hating on the turbs. You know?
Everyone loves a turban.
Yeah, you can rock a turban,
dude. Especially if like somebody cool is wearing a turban and they don't they don't like, you know. Yeah, you don't want any of that, you know. No, it just
You know, I gotta say, every graduation, every life event that I've ever had, high school graduation, middle school graduation, elementary school, college, my mom in the background as soon as my name is called.
Did she do that?
Yeah, oh my god. And then she did it proper too. It sounded like
Wait, are you actually for real right now?
I'm 100% for real. My mom did that.
No, you're
She'd be
not.
like, Mohammed, woo! I swear to God.
shut
I
up,
swear
dude.
to God.
You're serious?
I have video proof somewhere. I
Okay,
sure
okay,
have video
okay,
proof.
okay.
Proof. I'm peeking now because of you.
I know, it's exciting. That's exciting.
No.
I can see why you'd be so excited.
It's not racist. It happens all the time.
I can't rock a turban. That would be considered racist.
I don't think it would be, man. It's a fashion statement now.
All right, I'm in.
I think you rock a turban.
Do you have to? You have to.
I think you
wrap
have to
it up,
ask
right?
somebody.
You have to wrap it up yourself, right? Do you know how to put one on right?
No, turbans aren't a part of my culture. At least, they sort of are, but I was never taught how to wear one. Maybe
you feel like
some
you
of the
missed out?
Bedouin groups. It wasn't like, so Somali people wear like Somali men wear like mawises, which are like dresses, like a skirt you kind of put on. It's like,
My dad wore something like that to bed,
yeah,
like a nightgown.
it's like a kilt
Yeah,
type deal.
yeah. My dad would do that. He'd wear a.
Honestly, I wore my mawis this weekend. I wear it all the time.
Really?
It's best when I love wearing it without underwear because it's just the best.
Yeah, it's free balling.
Free balling's
the ultimate
good.
free ball.
Oh yeah.
Dude, yeah.
On a hot day, dude. On a hot day, just that's how you get your balls nice and cool down.
Yeah, you cool them down. It's like a nice little breeze. It's just a little.
Because honestly, when I wear pants, it's like all that convection, all that
Convection.
all that stuff, man.
Yeah, that's a good statement. I don't think I could free ball it though. I think you wouldn't. You don't go in public though, do you? And
Not with a Maoist free balling.
a
No,
Maoist.
Maoist.
A Maoist.
Free balling and with a Maoist, I think that's a home thing.
Maoist.
So I don't know how other Somali men do it, and I'd love to hear it in the comments. But I have my Maoist that I will free ball with, go to sleep with, and that's like a PJ. You know, it's like I'm not gonna wear that out. But then I have other ones that are made for going out, that are made for like this is the Maoist that if like you were like, hey Mo, could I ever see one? It's the one I would bring to the house and be like, hey, check this out. You know?
Yeah. But you know what probably isn't great? Go and pee. You have to probably go in a stall, right?
So if you're wearing it in public, most dudes wear shorts or they wear like thermals underneath. So
I'm saying you can't free ball in public with one on it and use a public.
You shouldn't free ball in public in general, I think, but you shouldn't free ball in a Maoist.
Because you got to bunch up all that fabric.
Yeah.
And I mean, the dribble effect could be severe.
Well, you pee sitting down.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You hike it up like a dress.
Yeah, that's what I was
get
expecting.
down,
Yeah.
That's how you do it.
You gotta hike it, and then you gotta, yeah. But then, do you ever worry about?
Say what you will, but Somali soldiers defended against U.S. soldiers wearing nothing but a Maoist and an AK-47. You know
who won that?
I don't think you guys won. I don't think we won either. But y'all didn't get the W on that one.
We got a draw,
dude. I don't know if you remember, but you were dragging some of your homies around. I'm just saying, you know.
I wasn't doing anything.
More of us died, but
I wasn't involved in that one. I take the. I did not show up to that class.
You did not show up to that class.
But yeah, that's cool, man. So I'm thinking Maoist turban.
Maoist
Were you able
turban
to
combo?
wear a Maoist in your meta avatar?
No, I didn't have that option. Thanks, Zuckerberg.
Yeah, Zucky. Can we get a Maoist going on?
We need a Maoist. We do. I don't know if I would wear one in my avatar. I was thinking about making my avatar the whitest guy possible, like just Conan O'Brien.
See, that's the thing. I've done that move before. Like I've made the black avatar, but it apparently it's not cool. So I
don't know. I don't know where that. I think it's uncool and then say the N-word. Maybe that's where you went wrong. Did you?
I definitely did that. That's mostly what I would do when I'd go on to play games. No, I just, I don't know. Or like using black emojis. I would use a black emoji.
I don't know about that. I don't know. I know one thing about, I don't use black emojis unless I'm like doing the hand clapping emoji.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to like hand clap something really black that someone else said that I'm like, oh
for
yeah.
sure.
Yeah. But I don't know, like,
or I'll do the black power emoji, like if someone wants to go for breakfast. And I'll send it. I'll be like, all right, let's go. A little fist, a little black fist.
There's a little bit of that. There's a little bit of that. We're going to get some soul food.
I miss when emojis were just yellow. I loved that. Was great because it was the assumption that everybody was from The Simpsons. Whoa, Asian?
What?
Hey, easy does it.
Hey.
No, I liked that it was like, okay, when people think of cartoons, they think of yellow skin because of The Simpsons. That's like the most popular cartoon.
I thought it came about from like the smiley faces and stuff always being traditionally like yellow.
But why do you think they were yellow? The Simpsons.
I thought they predate The Simpsons.
Maybe The Simpsons were inspired by the smiley face.
You know, a show that I used to love and don't watch anymore is The Simpsons. I don't watch The Simpsons.
No one's watching The Simpsons anymore.
Why is it? Is it still on the air?
They still put it on because Fox doesn't want to. They don't want to give it up because it's like that's their thing. They can't retire The Simpsons.
That's why I appreciate King of the Hill, because King of the Hill was around and left about when it should have. And now it's just a classic. People can rewatch episodes and enjoy.
That's a fun one. I have to, because
I appreciate shows that know when it's time to go.
Mike Judge is
a genius.
He's the best.
Yeah.
He is the best. Beavis and Butthead is still hilarious. They put it out on Paramount Plus. It's still a funny show.
Yeah, watch it. Yeah.
It's still a funny show. It's great.
Fire.
Fire. His movies are fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
And he did...
He made Office Space. The guy made an OG classic.
He made Idiocracy.
Classic.
It's so good. Office Space is so good.
Office Space is perfect. Idiocracy is beautiful.
It's so good. And then he did Silicon Valley, which was a great show, too.
Oh, he wrote for Silicon Valley? That explains why that show was good.
It was a good show. Yeah.
I also like the dude. Do you know how he got inspired for Boomhauer?
His neighbor, right? They were all based on people that he knew.
No, so when he was writing Beavis and Butthead, you can look this up on YouTube. He talks about it in like a documentary. This guy from Texas calls him to complain about Beavis and Butthead. And this guy from Texas had Boomhauer's voice. He's like, I really hate that shitty friggin' Beavis and Butthead. Like he did that thing.
Yeah,
and
dang old
Beavis Butthead, butt cornholio, what the heck that? And that became the voice of like,
sure.
And that's what he said. It was sick. Yeah.
And so is King of the Hill. Hank Hill was the neighbor.
Was his neighbor? Yeah, he got inspired because he was trying to fix
in the tool shed. Like, why are you always whacking off in my tool shed? And because that was a character on Beavis and Butthead.
But also inspired by a neighbor of his when he was trying to fix a fence or fix a post on a fence, and the neighbor came over and basically did the job for him. And that was the story about it. This guy was because he was like, I don't know if that's right.
He's the best. You know, here's another interesting thing.
Have you ever watched King of the Hill in Japanese?
I've never seen it in English.
It's like an anime, dude. It's wild. When you listen to the voice actors, just be like,
oh, that's interesting. No, so Mike Judge is from Albuquerque, New Mexico. And it's really odd connection. The guitarist the other guitarist in my band.
Hmm?
His name is Andy Beavis. And his brother, also last name Beavis, lived in Albuquerque, New Mexico. And in the phone book, only one last name Beavis. Only one person with the name Beavis. So he has his own little conspiracy theory that he thinks that the name Beavis for Beavis and Butthead was pulled from the Albuquerque, New Mexico phone book. Because I mean, if you're a guy trying to think of a funny name, what a good inspiration back in those times. There was no Google. It was like, it's like the 80s and 90s. Like there was.
Isn't Beavis a slang word for something back in like the 50s, 40s? Like to be a Beavis. I almost want to Google it, but I thought that's where it came from.
I've done some light research on it. I didn't go do a deep dive, but that's not a bad conspiracy theory.
But he's from
Albuquerque. He's the only Beavis in the phone book.
And I could totally see someone opening the phone book and like...
That's like a classic place
to find inspiration. I remember when I was a kid, I thought phone books were wild. Because I grew up at the time where there were still phone books people would send to your home and like you could use them.
Yeah.
And...
Oh, yeah.
I remember thinking to myself, these are real phone... People just have their phone numbers just out? Like,
yeah, you just look someone's last name up and then you could find them and you could call them.
That's wild.
I know. But that was like before the internet.
Yeah, now you could just Google them. I Googled my mom and I found like her...
Did you find her phone number?
All accurate contact information for her. I was like worried. I'm like, damn.
Did you find her bustier size?
I don't know if my mom ever wore that, but I would never disrespect your parents like that on a podcast.
That was a disrespect?
I don't know. Like,
I was just trying to say that, the internet is they know too much about you. You know what I mean? It was a joke about...
I respect Gary. What's your mom's name?
Yeah, Miss Gary.
Miss Gary?
Miss Gary.
I respect Mr. and Mrs. Gary.
That's right.
I have nothing I will say.
I just think it's fun. I think that that's the kind of thing that you can find on the internet. You shouldn't have taken that personally. That was just...
I'm going to cry.
You are a sensitive guy.
I am a sensitive boy.
But I really would have appreciated the yes and. That would have been a more fun thing for a podcast instead of the...
Well, I think I'm going to bring my real self. And I'm not always yes and. Because I'm not always improv. Because improv is fake. This is real. I'm here. I'm present. You don't got to know about my mom's bustier size, bro.
I didn't ask. I said, did you find it on there? I said, what kind of person? You said they got everything about her. You
know what I meant, though. You meant a contact information.
Now you see, you got a little smile, though. See, because it's
phone
funny.
Book.
It's a little funny.
Contact information.
It's a little bit funny.
Okay, so what? I looked up something. I found out my mom's bust size. Why are you going to bring this up like that?
Because this is why people tune into Mo Keith Time. They want to know the...
She's a mother of 5, Keith.
That's not enough.
She survived the Civil War,
Keith. Not enough. Not enough.
It's wild, dude. My mom saw Somalia with a good government on the upswing, European visitors, and then saw that all of that go downhill.
Yeah.
So she basically has a preview to 2024.
Nice. Well, my mom made miniature quilts, and she subscribed to a magazine about miniature quilts. So almost the same thing.
Yes, and
thank you. Thank you very much.
Oh man, I actually at one point will probably get into. It's in the blood. My dad's a tailor by trade, but getting into like sewing and
he's a tailor, not a Swiftie.
He's a tailor, not a Swiftie.
Not that you.
He's a Swiftie tailor.
He is.
No, you know what's going on with Taylor?
I don't know, but we can continue talking about your dad if you want to.
Yeah.
And I'm done.
And I'm done. She's taking in Ice Spice under her wing.
I did see that. I thought Ice Spice was fun. I was like, Ice Spice. She's
such
fun.
a bad rapper.
She's fun. She's like she's happy go lucky. She just seems like
she's attractive.
She's a cute lady, it's all that. And then I was like, oh, she's a rapper. I should check out her rap. I bet that's pretty good. I bet you it's got to be good, right? It's not good. It's quite bad.
What do you mean? You don't think it's a bar to say you think you're the shit? No, you the fart. Or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
But you only the fart.
You think you're the shit, but you're just a fart. I think that's what it's called.
I think the production value in her music's pretty good. Some of her songs are pretty good too. I just think it's more the beats and the production, like that heavy drum, like the clapping. I just think the lyrics are just kind of like, who let that out of the studio? Who didn't check her and say, sweetheart, my friend, I love you, but that isn't going to work. You shouldn't say that.
She should have just been like a model and a dancer. I think.
I like her. I think she can rap. I think she has the ability to rap.
I just
think the lyrics are bad, but she's on the beat. She like sounds. It's just
they can actually adjust
content
in the studio. By the way,
they can, but like
they can actually. She might have absolutely no talent. That's what they're putting out. That's the stuff that's like making it out into the public. Not the. I would love to hear like what it sounds like in the studio, because I bet you that is dog shit. I bet you it is so
But when
bad.
she talks, so I think you can tell someone's a good rapper just sometimes by the way they talk and their cadence. And when she interviews, she sounds like she could drop a couple bars. And also like I like her look like as like a starlet, like not like to sexualize her, but she's obviously looking like a Bratz doll. That's what she's going for. Like, you remember the OG Bratz dolls when growing up, and she has that whole vibe of her, like, Nicki Minaj was Barbie and she's like Bratz, which is like a different kind of line. And I kind of like the way she kind of went about that. Her first song that came out was pretty hype too. It's just this whole, the shit fart thing I thought was kind of like straight up dumb. Like,
it's really dumb. It's unfortunately very dumb. And if I don't know, it's just one of those things where it could have. I'm not saying that's always going to be dumb, but I think for her and what she does, I think that was probably not a great song to record.
You know what was a great song was Beyonce's Texas Hold'em song. I've been bumping that all the time.
I haven't checked it out yet, but you know me, I love poker.
Yeah. You're a big poker guy. I don't think you would appreciate it in the sense the poker reference, but I think musically you would appreciate it. She kills it. She dropped an acapella version too, which is crazy.
That I'd like to listen to, the acapella.
And I could hear the layering that you've talked about before with music.
Oh yeah, you checked it out.
I'm noticing these things now because you've cultured me up.
Yeah, it's like music is the recorded music, a lot of layers, because I'm recording an album right now with my band. Recording an album with my band Objet, Objet, music.com, objectmusic.com. You can go there. It sends you to our SoundCloud page.
O for Oscar, B for Bravo, J for Juliet, E for Echo, T for Tango.
That's right. That's exactly right.
Objet.
But we're recording right now, and we're not recording a very expensive album. We're not spending a lot of money. We're recording it at a small studio my friend owns.
Dollar General. I get it.
What's that?
Nothing.
But yeah, so he was telling me how, because we basically played the songs twice.
How many songs in the album?
To get the drums. 8 songs we're doing.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
It's tough.
So he played the songs twice each, roughly, and from there, we start adding layers onto it. But he was kind of explaining how if you have a big budget, sometimes it takes 6 months to record an album, just because like everything is so like perfect and like. Just everything has to be exactly right, especially when you're doing music with like acoustic instruments or stringed instruments and all that stuff when it's not all electric. Like you're gonna have to take time to get it all perfect. Like all the mics have to be just right, and all the levels, all that needs to be just right. And it's really an intense process. But when you're doing it quick, it's like boom, you're just basically two takes to get the song. Like I probably record my guitar parts for each song in about a half hour each, roughly.
You said you spent the weekend there, right?
Yeah.
So like, how much is recording time typically? It's like expensive to get in the booth, right?
It can depend. It's our friends, so it's not as much, but I mean, I don't know how much it'll cost. It's going to cost a decent amount, a couple, in the thousands for recording.
But and then you have to get different masters, right?
You get it mastered. Yeah, we had it mastered.
I forget who said this, but I was listening to something, and one guy was like, my tip to all rappers, you need 3 types of masters. You need the regular, you need a radio version, and you need an acapella version, is what he said.
Yeah, we're not doing an acapella version of our album.
But I was like trying to figure out why. I don't know, it's just a weird... That's the thing, I have no musical talent, so it doesn't really matter, but I hate chasing perfection like that. Like, it's tough to...
Yeah, like...
It must be nerve-wracking, to, like...
It can be.
Perform under those circumstances.
It's also a weird scenario to be in. Like, it's very uncomfortable to record in a studio. Like, you get in and get out. Like, if you're not used to playing in that exact environment, it's just
because you're
weird.
Used to playing with your friends around you, right? And like,
well, yeah. Them. Well, when we're recording as a band, we all have headphones on, and it was just like the drummer in the room that was like we were all being recorded, but the focus was on the drums. Like that's what needed to be as good as it could be. When we're all in the room together. But then after that, then you're playing along to the song over the speakers, and then you're getting your stuff recorded, so it can feel weird. And like, it's also the other things that you're not used to. Like, you're used to having an amplifier behind you, like blasting you with loud sound, and then when you're in a studio, it's headphones. So you're just hearing yourself out of headphones, and you're not feeling like the vibrations. Like, it's like automatically a weird, different situation to be recording in. So,
dude, I'm curious what your thought is about AI and AI written lyrics, because I'm curious how you and your band approach. Because we were just talking about lyrics and how, like, in my opinion, Ice Spice with better lyrics, unstoppable. Like, maybe she had better song lyrics, but like, how do you write songs? Because I don't know if you heard about this, but the big thing a lot of people were talking about was Willie's Chocolate Factory in Scotland was this bootleg
event
I heard about that. Yeah. That was completely supported by AI.
Yes.
So the guy or gal, whoever was behind this, put in a chat GPT, give me a story that's like Willy Wonka, but not Willy Wonka. And he used the story to make a Willy's Chocolate Paradise Adventure themed thing for a day, had people pay for tickets, and basically gave them like the Wish version of a like amusement park experience.
Yeah.
And it was the weird thing about this hustle was everything. The art was AI generated. The scripts for everybody was AI generated. Everything was AI generated. So I'm just curious, like, now we've got things like that happening. I wonder how do you feel about AI lyrics, and how do you approach
I think
writing lyrics in general?
AI lyrics are total dog shit. They're terrible. And I mean, I think approaching lyrics is like, what is this music making you think of? We write the music first, and then the lyrics come later. We don't usually we've never written the lyrics first and then written music to it. Some people do that. You can definitely do that. Like, if you if you have like some lyrics and there's like a certain meter to them, and then you can come up with like a melody to sing them in, and then from there you can put chords underneath it and write a song.
You've never approached a song that way though, right?
I can't, not with any of my bands. I've written some like random acoustic songs that I might have tried that before.
Is it kind of like trying to write a crowd work bit where like you kind of need to try it with the crowd first without ever having written it type deal where like kind of could tackle a theme, like it involves improvisation to write the lyrics while you're making the music, or am I completely off?
No, I mean, there'll be like certain words that'll like come to mind, and I'll just try to. You get stuck. You're like, oh, I need like this many syllables in this line, and you're like, what's a word I can put?
Have you ever tried switching languages to get the amount of syllables?
No. Switching languages?
Yeah.
I think it'd be confusing for people.
Would it be if it's a common to switch love to a more if you wanted more syllables?
I don't think you'd do that. I think it'd be weird to switch languages like that, especially if it's all English and then just the word.
Well, some languages are kind of just common. Like everybody kind of knows, like everyone knows like hola is hi in Spanish. Like, you know.
Well, there's so Megadeth band we've brought up on the podcast before. They they have a song. They have a song called "A Tout le Monde," and that's a French lyric.
Whole world or something? Or?
Yeah, the whole world, and the chorus is in French, and the verses are in English. So kind of. So I think you got to pick one. I think you gotta, if you're gonna do. You don't want to like throw a random non-English word in an all-English song.
Japanese do it all the time.
Probably.
Koreans do it all the time. Smooth like butter.
Well, that's a phrase. That's a phrase.
Yeah, like that's like, I don't know.
And also that's different because like that our American music is like so popular over there, and they're just, you know, probably just trying to take stuff from American music and put it on K-pop.
You know, one thing I don't notice in rap can be heavy reference based, right? You can reference things in pulp culture.
Yeah.
But I don't notice that in
dropped
songs, you know. I don't notice that in like other, like Metallica. I don't think I've ever listened to a Metallica or a Black Sabbath song and heard them like reference like a person. Maybe an event. Like I would say the only songwriter I've noticed like that would be like Bob Dylan, you know, made songs about people, but like
there's like Megadeth has a song called Foreclosure of a Dream, and they take like clips from George Bush, who was president at the time, or like, and they put his stuff in there, Read My Lips, you know, and so it's like they'll do that kind of political reference in a song. And Black Sabbath, they mentioned the Pope, I remember, in a song, which I don't know if that means anything, but and Pantera mentioned Slayer in a song, which is another band. So
I'm aware of Slayer. I like Slayer.
I mentioned Slayer.
Raining Blood is in my
I mentioned Slayer in a song
group.
when I was in another band. I had a song where one of the lyrics was Slayer.
Slayer was one of my favorite bands to play when I was playing League of Legends, because Raining Blood gets you so hard.
It does, man. Oh yeah, Raining Blood for sure. That's an intense song. I remember seeing Slayer in 2004, and that's what they closed with.
Have you ever gone on Cameo and seen like Slayer band members? Metallica isn't on there, but Megadeth is. but a bunch of like band members from like these popular bands for like as cheap as like $40, expensive like $200 will do a cameo for you.
Yeah.
Say so.
Connor McGrath, shout out. He gave me a cameo on my
Favorite artist.
Yep, he gave me a cameo on my 35th birthday back in 2020, right when the pandemic was just getting ripping back in May of 2020. He got me a cameo from Mark McGrath of Sugar Ray.
What did it say?
It was, hey, Keith, my cousin Connor, because McGrath, he told him to say,
my cousin Connor,
said it was your birthday.
Sheep.
And Mark McGrath had his Sugar Ray guitar, and he sang me happy birthday.
Oh man, that's sick.
It was sick. It was so fun to get that, because we were having a fire pit night in my backyard, and it was like, I want to say like, Duffy was there maybe, like Mike and Preston and all those guys were all hanging out, and we got that cameo randomly, and it was like really hilarious. We were just like, it was just so funny to just see Mark McGrath from Sugar Ray doing that.
I was thinking about doing one for Courtney, but all the band members she would have liked were expensive.
That's the thing too.
I wasn't going to spend that much money.
They're really like, since when
it got
so much more.
Yeah.
Like, guess how much he paid for Mark McGrath 4 years ago?
Probably when it first came out, Cameo was cheap, like $40, $50.
Yeah, it was like $40, I think. I think it was only $40.
I'm sure
I
that
think
went
now
up.
he's like 120 or 150 or something.
So I've seen so many cameos where like, oh man, there was one I was so tempted to do, and I almost whipped out the credit card to pay $200.
$200.
I was so close, but I was just like, not even I'm that bad with money. I was like, nope. That ain't happening.
I
was like, not gonna do that.
It's fun, and like, I've seen some. I was tempted to do it, and I was like, I actually tried to get one for Con. I was trying to get him a member of Insane Clown Posse.
Which one? The big dude or the?
I think it was the Crazy guy, Crazy Joe, or whatever his name is. Definitely not Crazy Joe, by the way. Sick something. Not the fat one.
A skinny guy.
Not Violent J. The other one.
Yeah, I don't know.
Violent J is a better name than the other.
I only know one song by them, Homies. Everyone remembers Homies.
I don't know. I don't like the music, but the guys in.
I thought Homie was a fun song.
I don't know.
Nothing like your homies. You remember that?
I don't know. I don't know. But they've been on Your Mom's House.
Oh yeah, they've been on a bunch of. They're fun podcasts.
And they're fun. Yeah, they're actually
awesome.
Great listen. Good fun. And they have that really funny, that really weird music video maybe 10 years ago, where they one of the lyrics is like, nobody knows how magnets work or something. Did you ever? They like rhymed something with how magnets work. It was like.
I think they're from Detroit. That's why their big thing with like the Juggalos are Faygo Soda. I'm a huge Danny Brown fan. Love Danny Brown. Like all the way since he came out with like back when he had Triple X come out on Dat Piff. Do you remember Dat Piff?
I can't say that I do.
Dat Piff was like where I found, like when I was super into music, that's where I found like all the musicians. I still listen to these. Like I found Action Bronson on Dat Piff, found Chance the Rapper on Dat Piff, Danny Brown.
What about Chunks?
Chunks, the Somali celebrity?
Yeah.
I don't know if he raps.
He doesn't rap?
I don't think Chunks raps.
Chunks
is a good guy. He's a good lad.
I thought Chunks would rap.
Chunks, I think, became big playing FIFA or something, but they're like huge YouTubers in like the UK and stuff.
Yeah.
God bless them.
What do you know much about Chunks?
Not a lot. I knew of him because he's like a huge, famous Somali viral internet dude,
and because he looks like,
and he seems very nice. I
A lot of people in the comment sections call you Chunks.
I don't look like him. I don't think I look like him.
And you don't really look like him.
I don't look like him at all.
But for the sake of this video,
I'm like Wish Chunks. I'm like Temu Chunks.
This is the Chunks that your mom says that you have at home.
Exactly. I'm the Chunks at home.
I'm the Chunks at home.
I'm not the Nando's Chunks, But no, Chunks is funny, dude. His whole crew is pretty funny. I have been playing a lot of Helldiver lately.
Yeah?
Yeah. Dude, do you want to play Helldivers with me?
I don't. I'm playing Valheim.
Valheim again?
I'm back at it.
Because of the update?
I'm getting ready for the update. I'm trying. I still haven't been to the Mistlands yet. Like I peeped it real quick, but it's such a scary area that I didn't really want to go into it because I knew I'd just die. But I just
ran away from goblins the last time I saw it.
That's the plains.
I got scared of the goblins.
This is the level after the plains. It's the more intense biome after that, so it's gonna.
What type of place is that?
I don't even know really. I don't really. I didn't really want to get it spoiled. I kind of want to go find it on my own. So like, the whole, I beat the game. Like I beat all the bosses with friends once, and then I solo beat the game I think twice after that, and now I'm like slowly trying to, beat the game. I'm kind of taking my time with it. I'm not getting super intense with the game like I had been in the past.
I've kind of vowed to not buy any more games outside of one more. I think I'm going to get the new there's a new Dragon Age that's coming up, or not Dragon Age, Dragon's Dogma that's coming out that's going to be good, but I want to beat the games that I have on file. I got a lot to beat.
What about the VR?
And the VR, yeah. Well, the VR is fun to kind of just plug in, watch YouTube, or like play like Beat Saber or something. It's just an arcade, But like there are storylines I gotta beat in my Steam collection. But one thing it's not going away for a while is Helldivers, man. Helldivers is freaking awesome. You get sent to like different planets and contribute to the fight for democracy.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, I would.
It makes me more predisposed to accepting fascism now that
I would check it out. Game. I mean, I'd check out Helldivers.
You like a little bit of fascism, space fascism?
I love it.
A little bit of space fash. You play. There's no character creation really. It's just like you play as like just a soldier. You can either be a woman or a man. It's all you can change in the voice packs. And like if you're big, brawny, or skinny. And like you just fly out to different planets fighting either bugs, Tyrannid type, space bugs, or like robots. And you have to do like little missions, and every mission you do contributes to the war effort in that planet to liberate it. And then there's like conspiracy theories that you're really the baddies, we're really the baddies, and that we're just space fascists and we're like intentionally infesting worlds with robots and bugs and then going in there to liberate it because we're looking for oil.
That's fascism.
It's managed democracy.
That's nice.
Yeah.
And you like doing that.
I love it. So
how many hours you putting into that?
Not enough. But
really?
I think I'm at 30 now.
30 hours?
Probably.
In what, 2 weeks?
Week and a half.
Week and a half.
Yeah.
1 week.
It's a fun game. I'm probably play it tomorrow. I don't have time tonight, but because I'm doing this. But
sorry,
managing democracy is fun.
Don't you like
but
this?
You get like stratagems, and the stratagems like you have to enter a code, and you can like have an orbital strike come down to like an enemy, or you could like call a fleet of like jets like strike a place, an airstrike. You can like call down weapons and different stuff to like fight.
Are there any Helldivers memes?
Oh, plenty.
What are the memes?
Are you familiar with Warhammer?
Yeah.
So pretty much everybody who likes Warhammer is like drawn to this a lot because it's more space fascism. So everybody's screaming for democracy.
Okay.
A lot, and those are the memes. It's hard to verbalize a meme. I could show you memes,
No, I know, but there's like usually a theme to the meme.
The theme is usually space fascism. Kind of like.
Do they take like, famous meme topics? Like, is there like Kevin James?
Yeah, I think probably
on a Helldivers meme. Has anyone done that yet?
I bet I could now that you're giving me the idea.
Am I giving you the good ideas?
Okay. There have been good TikToks of it, like people like taking a grenade, holding on the lit grenade, and jumping into a giant bug and exploding themselves to sacrifice themselves for Super Earth.
It's interesting.
Also, people get frustrated with each other because it's a giant co-op game.
Yeah.
And you're all contributing to, like, because it will say, like, if you're on a specific planet, how many other players are on that planet. So, like, I went on a planet yesterday, and there were 64,000 other players on that one planet, of which there are a ton of planets to play on. And you have to, like, there's a war chief that gives you, like, hey, guys, the robots are really giving us a lot of problems in this sector of the galaxy. Go to that sector of the galaxy and liberate the planets there. And then you'll see a ton of people over there. And then there are conspiracy theories like, no, you can't go there. The war council isn't really fair. We have to go to this other sector to kill the bugs instead because they're the bigger threat. Because the map is like, there's Super Earth in the middle, right? That's 100% liberated and free. And then there are other planets all over the universe in different sectors, and different threats are trying to get closer to Super Earth. So you're trying to coordinate with all the players that play Helldiver to like take out threats before they get too close to Super Earth and threaten our democracy.
Nice.
Yeah. Where's the yes and there?
There was nowhere to put it. I'm nowhere to put yes and.
I can't be excited about something.
No, it's cool. I'm glad your space game gets you going.
It does.
It gets you 30 hours going.
It gets me probably more.
Anything that if I spent 30 to 40 hours in a week doing something, I'd probably be talking about it too. So it makes sense.
Yeah.
I get it.
I don't think you do.
I used to be a gamer. I used to play a lot of Magic the Gathering, and anytime anyone would like bring up Magic the Gathering, it's like that. I could just go off on like a ridiculous tangent about the most nerdy Magic the Gathering stuff.
So I wanted to get into Magic the Gathering this weekend because I missed I used to be in a Hearthstone, and I missed having a card game that I can just turn on anytime I want and just play.
Uh-huh.
So I was thinking about getting into the MGT or whatever.
Arena,
and
yeah.
There were a ton of negative comments about the online version of the game.
I always liked it.
So I clicked on the comments, and all the comments were like the biggest, like you could tell these people are heavy breathers. Like these guys, their butt cracks are out there. Like
yeah,
these they were going super high detail into cards and why.
Yeah, I mean,
cards were good.
And so now you've done it. So the issue is,
one guy was saying too many control decks or too many.
Oh, that's different.
Removals, too many removals.
Whatever. That's okay. That sounds more of like he's not a competitive player. So like this is the issue when it comes to Magic, is there's just different levels of competition. Some people are like really casual. They just want to play the cards that are like cool and like fun and weird and like do crazy stuff. Oh wow. But those cards are like, they take so long. You have to play a long game for that card to ever be able to come out usually, just because like it usually costs a lot of resources, like mana, whatever, to get it out. And you only get one per turn. So it takes like sometimes 6 to 8 turns before you ever get to play your card. And if they have a removal spell, it's dead. It's like immediately dead. You waited 8 turns to play your favorite card and then it's dead. And so they get mad because they played some card that like, oh, like in my imagination when this card comes down, it just does this powerful, crazy thing, and I'm unstoppable, and this is going to be so powerful. But in reality, it'll just die immediately.
I remember this guy's rant was really funny because he said, I'm never going to play this again because in tabletop, yeah, you can play certain cards, but there was etiquette. there's an etiquette. You don't play certain cards. And he went off on that. And I was reading it. I was like, that's why this game has so many bad reviews.
That's okay. So it's that I wasn't sure what the bad reviews would be for, because some people complain about what cards are available on there, because it's not every card that's ever been printed for Magic. It's only like X cards, and like, you know, missing a lot. I'm missing a lot of stuff from the, because there's 30
been around for a while.
31 years of cards have.
It's a D&D thing, right? It's a Wizards of the Coast.
Like, it's nothing to do with D&D. It was created by this guy Richard Garfield, and his whole idea was like, I want to come up with like a little card game that you can play that'll take like 15 minutes for a game, like, and you play it like in between D&D matches. Like, it would be like a way to like just spend some time in between like big D&D matches. I don't know. And then all of a sudden it goes to this gaming convention and the game sells out. Like, they sold everything they brought, and it was a brand new game the guy just made, and then everything gone. And so he reprinted it, and then that was the beta, because the first one was called Alpha, and then the second one printing was Beta, and they like fixed a couple of things, little errors or whatever that had been there, and then Unlimited came out, couple more fixes, and they changed the border on the card to white instead of black, so that you could differentiate from the cards, because they did that. But so those are all essentially the same exact set that got printed 3 times in a row.
Dude, that's the thing about card games, though, because like me and you have played enough like competitive video games and stuff that we kind of understand what like a meta is, like how things, and like we know what buffs are, nerfs are, and all that stuff. And it's in a live game like League of Legends, you can adjust things as you go and make the game more fair. But like if it's printed on a card that this card does this stupidly broken, unfair thing, how do you change?
So they
you just ban them, right?
No, well, yes and no, but and that's the thing people hate about Arena, is that they will alter the what's on the card for Arena to like, they have this other version. It's called Alchemy, and they take the cards and they change them a little bit to make them more balanced. Because sometimes they'll print a card that's like, they push the strength on it. They make it a little bit, they're like, oh, you know, we'll see what happens with it. And sometimes it's way too strong, and they don't find out till it's in print and the players are playing with it, and they found the way to exploit it even more, and then it becomes a menace, and then they have to ban it. But
I hate when games do that, because I always just say to myself, don't make other things stronger. Just make other things stronger instead of like nerfing a card or banning it. Like, it's just like League did that all the time. League would make like something really cool, and instead of like making other characters better to fight it, they were just like, oh, we'll nerf that. And then they always went too heavy-handed, and then that thing was unplayable. Like, it's like gone. Can't even enjoy it.
Yeah. So when I played, like, I think I started when I was, I don't know, maybe 10 years old. I started playing Magic, and then I played off and on for a few years, and then I stopped for probably 10 years basically, and then I picked it up again and played it for another 5 years before I kind of stopped again. Like, I still will play randomly with friends, but like I don't go to tournaments or anything. But when I played, they really hadn't had to ban anything in like Standard, which is like, they build these sets to be played with each other, and so they're pretty good at building it so that it's fair within that little collection of cards that they can do that. But like, I don't know what it is. I think maybe the internet makes it hard. Like, the fact that you can metagame so quickly and there's just so many people all working on it at once, it's like really impossible sometimes to like not make any mistakes. And like, to like, people just can learn how to exploit stuff a lot faster, and then it becomes an issue. But they never had to ban cards in Standard for a long time, until like I think they had to ban one in 2010, and then now the last 5 years, I feel like they've been banning them. Like,
do you have like really expensive cards, like cards that you could like sell and be like, I'll make a couple grand off this?
No, I don't have anything worth a couple grand. I've had the most expensive card. I think maybe was a few $100. Like I
for
sold
a single card.
Yeah.
Wow.
I sold those though. I got rid of them. I want to just quit because it's crack, man.
It's crack.
They call it cardboard crack. It really is. It's like really addictive. It's crazy. And like I had to quit. Like I was like, I'm gonna sell everything that I have. Like I just need to sell. I'll keep a few things, but just like nothing that will want to get me back into the game. Really,
I feel like wouldn't you want to teach your kid how to play?
Yeah,
pass along
I guess
the cardboard crack addiction.
Yeah, right. No, I don't know. I'd probably try to keep it casual. Dude, I would be so shocked if she had any interest in wanting to learn how to play.
If she goes full nerd on you, man. Like,
she might.
You got to give her the option.
Of course.
At least that way she has the experience. Like if she ever meets anybody, like she's like, I know how to play Magic. My dad taught me.
Yeah, no, I'd rather teach her guitar, music. I'd rather.
Yeah, those are timeless skills. Guitar and music.
Kind of push her in the musical direction. She already loves singing, so I mean, I think maybe she might want to, do the guitar thing. We'll see. I'll let her find her own way. I'm not gonna make her do anything she doesn't want to do.
Maybe a little bit of chess.
Yeah, my dad got me into chess.
Did Gary ever play chess with her or try to?
With her?
Yeah.
She's 2. She can't understand chess.
She can move around pieces. She could look at it. 2-year-old could play. Probably. This is a stretch.
That's a big stretch.
Maybe one day. Hey, the 3-year-old in Russia was a chess grandmaster. This is why they're getting ahead of us, honestly.
I know.
We're not exposing
chess
the kids.
Chess is a easy game to learn and an incredibly difficult game to master. And I never got great at chess. I'm okay. Like average chess player. I'm probably like average. Like someone that like can play some chess. That's probably
1700 ELO or something.
Probably not that high. Isn't it 1500 is like the average one?
No, to average. I think average is like 900.
Is it really?
Yeah.
I don't know what I would be. I'm not good. I in college I remember I could win games against my friends, but a really good chess player will beat me every single time. Absolutely. Not even close.
It was Chess Hustlers in New York.
Yeah.
Cat Williams did another 3-hour interview.
Yeah, I listened to some
3 hour, 45 minutes interview.
I listened to some of it. It was...
He is not as smart as everybody thinks he is. Like, he's smart.
Do people think he's smart?
The comments were one person was like, we have to protect Cat Williams at all costs. And like, he seemed like he's definitely as smart, but he was like so high and just chilling and talking.
Oh yeah. They were just getting really,
wonky,
really stoned. It was like a big stoned chat that they were having. Like, I was like, oh, this is just classic weed talk happening right now.
Yeah, oh, man, it's total weed talk. I mean, Joe Rogan called it out, but...
Yeah, I know. I was... Because Amy was like, oh, check that out. So we were checking it out, and Amy's like, oh, my God, this is, like, unlistenable. I'm like, yeah, they're just having weed talk. And then all of a sudden, he's like... Is this real or is this weed talk? I'm like, see,
it's weed talk, 100%. And then like Cat Williams addressed the whole, because people were making fun of him, saying like he like graduated high school at like age 13 or something. Like he said something weird. He said something along those lines, and he was like, yeah, because I was reading books every day. I was reading the Bible every day. And I was just like, and I didn't know. I heard Jamie apparently has an assistant at the Joe Rogan show, so.
Oh, I don't know anything.
Jamie has a Jamie?
I don't know. That might have been a joke.
But I don't think it was a joke. They mentioned another guy's name. Who's sitting next to Jamie?
Oh, maybe, I don't know. Sounds like a big conspiracy theory. We got to get a Jamie for this podcast.
We do. We need a Jamie. We need somebody to look shit up for us.
Yeah, if you wanna be our Jamie, Preston, let us know.
Do you want to be our internet? Our intern, our internet.
I think I would have been a great Jamie on a podcast. I think I could have been a good, just a really quick Googler guy. I think I could slay that job.
I think Jamie got mad lucky with the job he has.
Well,
Jamie takes a lot of abuse too. I don't know if you've ever seen clips where Jamie gets Jamie's trying to tell Joe what he's saying doesn't make any sense, but Joe's just not listening.
Yeah, I don't know.
Which he's human. He can not listen if he wants to, but
I don't think I could do. I know that I couldn't do what he could do.
That's a tough job.
Yeah, especially 3 hours of intense listening to somebody else's conversation. I'd just be like, do I have enough food at home? Do I need to go to buy some seltzers? That's the kind of stuff I'd just start wondering. It would be bad.
Oh, and Joe does shows at wonky times, those Fight Pass shows, those weird after comedy shows. I don't think his calendar is necessarily set, so Jamie might have to just stop whatever he's doing in the middle of a Sunday night or something to go manage a podcast, and it's
no, I think they plan that stuff out. All his guests are, I'm sure, planned.
I've seen some weird ones where they've gotten pretty drunk and it doesn't seem planned, it's a whimsical type of.
You have to plan that they're going to be there. They have to coordinate stuff.
These guys are so rich. I think if they want to see each other, they can make it happen within a pretty quick instance. I've seen some shows where it seems like maybe earlier seasons it was a slap together thing. It was
yeah, maybe
last minute.
I mean, yeah, we got to start doing that. We got to get a Jamie.
Dude, every time I start getting into Portland, I text
you up at 2 a.m. and be like, "Hey."
I would do a 2 a.m. pod with you.
A 2 a.m. pod?
Do you want to go for a world record longest podcast? How long we could last?
We should find out.
We would have to buy one of those plug-in batteries. You can buy one that you just plug it in and put it in the wall. Your camera overheats. We could live stream it.
Yeah, you could do the longest streamed podcast.
Try that shit out.
That's on another level. I thought of a good Guinness World Record that maybe could be broken. It's most guitars worn at once. I don't know what the world record is, but I imagine it's pretty. It's if it's a world record yet, it's probably unbeatable. But if it's not, see, it's all about finding a world record that you invent. Because I follow Guinness Book of World Records. I don't know if you follow them on Instagram.
No, I don't. On Instagram.
It's a good follow because you just see it's a lot of world records that you're like, why? How did someone come up with this? It's just people thinking of a thing to do and then they just do it to the extreme. It's some guy put on 45 pairs of underwear in a minute, and it's they show him putting them on. So he's just he's standing there. And he puts one pair on, and they're all lined up, all the way down, in a straight line. So he steps into one, and then he pulls it up, and he steps into another one, and he pulls it up, and he just keeps putting them on in a row. And you're I could do that, Then there's a guy who smashes, he cuts watermelons in half with a sword or something off on top of people's heads, and I'm just that's. Someone thought of that? Okay. You could kill someone by accident with your world record, but okay.
It took me the longest time to realize that Guinness World Records was attached to the beer company.
Oh, I found that out really early. I knew. I
always thought they were a different thing.
I know.
Well, I feel dumb.
Well, because about how the Michelin star has to do with the tires. You would know that, too, because you're in the auto industry.
I like food.
And you like
I knew
food.
that before I got into the auto industry.
Yeah.
Yeah, back in the day, Michelin was like, what's a cool thing we could add when we sell tires? And if you ever buy a tire, you'll get a guide to all the best restaurants in a road trip.
Places you can go to in your car that you're
in your
driving.
travels, because people needed a reason to get a car and do road trips, I guess.
They need to sell those tires.
Michelin tires aren't necessarily the best either. Like, they're cool, like, but...
Are we shitting on tires to end the podcast right now?
I have Buzzex tires, you know. If you know, you know. Best winter tires ever.
Bussy tires.
Some nice bussy tires, dude. It's good. Good shit. Gets me back home safe. To my puppy.
So
the little Papito.
Hey, that was a fun Moki time. I hope you guys had fun. We love talking about tires with y'all. And
Beavis and Butthead, Mike Judge.
And yeah, we'll be back soon. It
was an Oscar. B as in Bravo, J as in January, E as in Echo, T as in Tango.
Yeah, Objet. Check out my band. We're gonna have a new album out this year. And you got any shows coming up you want to promote?
I'm hosting something in Austin Street next Thursday, I think. Next Thursday.
Cool. Next
Austin Street
Thursday.
Brewing.
What date is that?
The 15th.
All right.
Also, got a bunch of shows. Check out the Instagram page, of course. Play Helldivers with me. It's Sun Tzu on Steam.
Sun Tzu on Steam. That's S as in sun.
S as in Sierra. Z as in Zulu. Yep. U as in uniform.
Sun Tzu.
Sun Tzu.
And this has been Moki time.
I love you. Love you a long time.